Hey guys, it's Brian the Woodshop Guy here. Today I want to do a bit of a product review on these 4-way pressure clamps that I bought from Amazon the other day. They're made by Deadwood Industries. As you can tell by looking at the clamps, I've actually used these things, and I want to give you some pointers on what you get in the box and how to set these things up, and just the experience that I've had with them so you can find out if they're the kind of clamps that you want to buy. So when you get the clamps in the box, what you're going to get is these plastic pieces with these grooves in it, and you're going to get 2 long ones and you're going to get 2 short ones. You're also going to get a clamp assembly with a crank handle and the other side of the clamp assembly that has no crank handle. You also get a couple of these little plastic pieces that you can replace these with normal strips of hardwood if you like, and they just attach with Phillips screws to the clamp pads. Now, this is what you get for instructions in this, and this thing is absolutely useless. I was so close to sending these things back, and I still haven't totally made up my mind, but I wanted to give them an honest try on some panels that I got behind me that I'll show you a little bit later. First thing I should tell you is you do need to supply your own pieces of hardwood. And I used cherry on this because I just happen to have some cherry left over. But I would suggest a good strong hardwood. I don't think you should go with a 2x4 or anything pine or spruce or any kind of a softwood, because there's going to be too much flex in it. The other thing that they don't tell you in the instructions is that both the pieces of the plastic have to be attached to the same piece of wood. And that means that the minimum length that you can go is about 20 and a half inches. And that's good enough for the stuff that I grew, because most of the panels that I'm gluing up are between 14 and 24 inches long. But you could make these any size that you want, keeping in mind that if you get too long, the pressure going this way is going to be significantly decreased, and at some point they're going to not function properly. Now, one of the things that they mentioned briefly in the instructions is that the wooden piece has to be 1 5/8 long, but they don't tell you why. So I screwed up the first time I put these, and I put them on a piece of wood that was 2 inches wide, and it just doesn't work. And here's why. This is the clamping piece, and what has to happen is the wood has to be narrow enough that it'll actually fit through between these bars on the clamping piece. So 1 5/8 seems to work just about right. So make sure that you cut them to the right length. Also make sure that when you're attaching the plastic pieces to the wooden cauls, that you attach 1 long piece and 1 short piece to each caul. And like I say, this is about 20 and a half inches long, and that's the bare minimum. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take you over to the other side of the shop, and I'm going to show you how I attach these onto a series of maple blanks that I'm gluing up for cutting boards. So let's go over to the other side of the shop.